The moment you opened this message, something in heaven shifted for you. It wasn't by coincidence or chance that this alert reached you at this very moment. Archangel Michael, the Great Protector, has made sure that you are receiving this warning today because what is unfolding right now in your life is far too important to ignore. Heaven has specifically chosen this time to intervene to make sure you are fully aware of what is about to take place in your surroundings tonight. Something significant is occurring, and Archangel Michael urgently wants you to understand the gravity of this moment. This is not a typical message you stumble upon by accident. No, this is a divine assignment. Heaven has marked you, and now it's time for you to pay attention. You've been called to open your eyes spiritually, to see beyond what your physical senses can perceive. Archangel Michael isn't whispering this message into your ear gently, nor is it a mere suggestion. He is urgently warning you, because what's coming cannot be avoided if you're unaware. His voice rings out, not softly, but powerfully, urging you to listen closely. This isn't about a vague prediction or a fleeting concern. It's an emergency. Heaven itself is sounding the alarm, and you are the one who needs to heed the call. In a time when so many things in the world demand our attention, this is the moment that matters most. This is the time that will define the protection and breakthroughs ahead in your life. Archangel Michael is not just offering a word of caution. This is an urgent plea from heaven, a request for you to take immediate spiritual action. The event unfolding tonight is unlike anything you have ever encountered before, and it requires you to be spiritually present, aware and ready to stand firm in your faith. There are forces unseen by the naked eye that have been gathering around your home, and they are aiming for something precious, your peace, your destiny, your well-being. But let me be clear, this is not a moment to panic. Archangel Michael is standing between you and any harm. His sword is drawn full of holy fire, prepared to protect you from what lies ahead. This warning, though, is a reminder that your active participation is necessary. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. Heaven has shifted the timing of this message, delivering it to you now because of the spiritual battle that is raging around you. Archangel Michael himself fought through the spiritual realm to make sure this message reached you in time. 3 times the enemy attempted to block this divine warning, but Michael, with his power and strength, has made sure that you are hearing it now. This is not a random piece of advice or a prophetic word sent out for entertainment. This is divine protection being offered to you, but you must choose to acknowledge it and act upon it. You might wonder why this message is so urgent, why it demands such immediate attention. The answer is simple. Your spiritual well-being is at stake. This is a defining moment in your life, a moment that could either lead to breakthrough and blessing or open a door to spiritual attack if left unnoticed. The divine urgency behind this message is because what lies ahead is not something you can afford to overlook. Archangel Michael is reminding you that you were chosen for this moment, and it's time to rise up to stand firm in your faith and to protect what has been divinely assigned to you. So as you read these words, know that the very air around you is charged with spiritual significance. Archangel Michael's call is loud and clear, and it is for you. This is your moment to respond, to rise above the distractions, and to see with your spiritual eyes. Something is unfolding tonight, and you are meant to be a part of it. The spiritual protection you need is already in place. Now all that's left is for you to activate it. Right now, as you read these words, something in the unseen realm has shifted. The air around you hums with spiritual tension, charged with an urgency that cannot be ignored. Archangel Michael, one of heaven's most powerful warriors, has sent this divine alert specifically for you. This is no ordinary message. It is a direct divine intervention. You have been chosen to receive it at this very moment because what is about to unfold in your life demands your immediate spiritual attention. Heaven has decided that now is the time for you to be fully aware of what is happening in the spiritual realm, to see what others cannot, and to act with faith in the face of the unknown. Archangel Michael doesn't send messages lightly. He doesn't issue warnings without cause. When he speaks, it is a matter of divine importance. And today he is speaking directly to you, calling you to open your spiritual eyes and awaken to what is unfolding around you. There is a divine emergency unfolding in your house, and you need to be prepared. This is not a time for complacency, nor is it a time to disregard the divine calling you are receiving. The enemy has planned an attack against your peace, your home, and your future, but you are being alerted ahead of time. Archangel Michael is urgently sounding the alarm, and this is your moment to stand firm and respond. It is so easy in our fast-paced world to overlook the spiritual battles that rage just beyond the veil of the physical. We are often preoccupied with the daily tasks, the noise of the world, and the distractions that pull our attention in every direction. But at this very moment, Archangel Michael is calling you to pause and acknowledge the invisible forces at work. He is calling you to open your spiritual eyes to see what has been hidden in plain sight. This is the moment when heaven is revealing the truth of what's happening, urging you to take action now before the attack fully lands. The urgency in this message is not without purpose. Archangel Michael is not merely advising you, he is commanding you to wake up. There is something standing at the threshold of your home, and it is not a mere presence. It is a spiritual assignment sent with the intent to disrupt your peace and cause chaos in your life. The enemy has been watching, waiting for the right moment to strike. They have been plotting, attempting to exploit any weakness they can find. But the good news is this God, in his infinite mercy, has already seen this attack coming. And he has sent his most trusted warrior, Archangel Michael, to protect you, to shield you from what was meant to harm you. There is no mistake in the timing of this message. God, in his divine wisdom, has ensured that you received this warning just when you needed it the most. Archangel Michael is not just casually delivering a message, he is sending a direct call to action. This is not the time to hesitate or to let the distractions of life pull you away. You are being given an opportunity to change the course of what is to come. This moment, this alert, is your divine opportunity to rise up, to take action, and to secure the protection that has been divinely assigned to your life. This isn't just any warning. This is a divine assignment aimed directly at your house. Archangel Michael has been dispatched with one mission in mind: to protect you and to ensure that no harm reaches your doorstep. Heaven has chosen this moment, and you have been chosen to receive this warning because it is now that your faith must be activated. The spiritual forces at work are real, and the power behind this assignment is far greater than anything you can imagine. Archangel Michael stands in the gap between you and the enemy's sword drawn ready for battle. His presence is not one of passive observation. He is actively engaged in this fight, fully prepared to shield you from every assault aimed at your home and your life. The imagery of Archangel Michael standing with his sword drawn is a powerful one. It signifies not only protection, but also active warfare. He is not standing idly by waiting for things to unfold. No, he is engaged in a real spiritual battle, actively defending you from forces that seek to destroy your peace and disrupt the plans God has for your life. His sword is not just a symbol of power. It is a tool of divine intervention. As the protector of heaven's people, Archangel Michael is prepared to cut down anything that stands in the way of your peace, your destiny, and your spiritual protection. And this protection is not just a vague promise. It is a tangible act of force that you can rely on. But you must recognize the assignment. The enemy does not want you to see what is happening. They would rather keep you unaware, distracted, and unprepared. But heaven is not leaving you to fend for yourself. Archangel Michael's mission is clear. He has been sent to secure your spiritual safety, to seal the doors that the enemy has tried to open, and to ensure that no harm will come to you if you stand in faith. This divine assignment is for you, for your protection, for your peace, for your future. In this moment, as you read these words, you are being invited to align yourself with the divine assignment that Archangel Michael has been given. This is not just about receiving a message. It's about taking action. You must choose to recognize the spiritual forces at work, to acknowledge the divine protection being offered to you, and to stand firm in your faith that this protection will shield you from harm. Archangel Michael is fighting on your behalf, but you must engage in the battle as well. This assignment has been divinely assigned to you, and your faith is the key that unlocks its power in your life. The timing of this message is critical. It wasn't sent to you by accident, and it wasn't meant to reach you later. This message was delivered to you right now because heaven knows what is about to unfold in your life, and it has already seen the enemy's plan. The timing of this alert is not a coincidence. It was strategically orchestrated in the spiritual realm to give you the opportunity to act before the attack fully lands. Heaven is not waiting for things to happen. It is proactively intervening on your behalf, ensuring that you are spiritually prepared for what is to come. Archangel Michael's role in this situation is not just to stand guard. He is part of a divine plan that has been set in motion far before this moment. The enemy might think they have a chance to strike, but they are mistaken. Heaven has already orchestrated a counterattack, a reversal of the enemy's plan. But for this plan to unfold, you must act. You must take the warning seriously. You must open your spiritual eyes and see what is happening in the unseen realm. Heaven is calling you to pay attention, to recognize the divine opportunity in front of you, and to respond in faith. This is not the first time that Archangel Michael has intervened in the spiritual realm, and it will not be the last. But there is something unique about this moment. God has set this divine warning in your path for a reason. You were chosen to receive it now because heaven knows that your spiritual readiness will change the course of what is unfolding. You are being given the chance to stand in faith, to hold fast to the protection that Archangel Michael offers, and to secure your spiritual safety before the enemy's attack fully takes form. In the divine realm, timing is everything. Heaven moves with perfect precision, ensuring that the right message reaches you at the right moment. And today, right now, this message is for you. The urgency is real, and it is here for a purpose so that you can protect yourself, your family, and your future from the forces that would seek to destroy what God has planned for you. The battle is real, but so is the divine protection being offered. The timing is perfect. It is time for you to act, to stand firm, and to claim the divine assignment that heaven has placed on your life. There is a quiet truth that many often overlook, especially in moments of peace. It's the truth that our spiritual lives are filled with unseen doors, gates of vulnerability and access that we unknowingly leave open. Sometimes in the hustle of life, these doors are left ajar. We don't notice. We don't see what stands behind them, waiting for a moment of weakness, for an opening to enter. But right now, Archangel Michael is sending you a divine warning, a message that speaks directly to that forgotten door you didn't even realize was unlocked. This is your moment of awareness. You are being called to close that door, to protect it, and to secure your home and spirit from the forces that seek to enter through it. It's easy to think that our spiritual lives are safe shielded, when in fact the enemy often works in quiet, subtle ways. You may have left the door open through doubt, through fear, through the neglect of your own spiritual armor. Maybe it was an unresolved issue from the past, an unaddressed wound, or a moment of weakness that left an opening. The enemy waits for these moments, knowing that when the door is left unlocked, he can sneak in unnoticed. But now, in this divine moment, Archangel Michael is showing you the door. You are being given the knowledge and the power to shut it. Faith is the key that seals it. You don't need to fight the battle alone. Archangel Michael is standing with you, offering you the divine protection to close that door and keep it locked. In moments of fear, anxiety, or stress, it can feel like everything is falling apart. We wonder why these challenges keep arising, why we feel so spiritually vulnerable. But this is not a time for self-blame or regret. Instead, Archangel Michael is showing you the way out. He's not here to condemn you for leaving the door open. He is here to empower you to lock it. You have been awakened, and now that you are aware, you can take action. The divine plan is for you to stand firm, to rise up in faith, and to secure the spiritual doors that were once left open. You don't have to fight the battle by yourself. With the power of faith and Archangel Michael's guidance, you can seal the door and keep it locked, keeping the enemy at bay. This is where the divine protection comes into play. As the enemy stands at the door, waiting for an opening, Archangel Michael is standing as your divine defender sword, drawn and ready. And just like the Israelites in Egypt, when they marked their doorposts with the blood of the Lamb, you too can mark your home with faith. This moment is a modern-day divine Passover. In the same way that the angel of death passed over the marked homes in Exodus, so too will divine protection pass over your household when you stand firm in your faith. God has promised that when you honor Him, when you follow His divine guidance, His protection will surround you like a shield guarding every part of your life, keeping you safe from the attack that is trying to infiltrate. Into the book of Exodus, God gave the Israelites specific instructions on how to protect their homes during the night of the first Passover. They were told to slaughter a lamb and smear its blood on the doorposts so that the angel of death would pass over their homes and spare their firstborn. This act of faith, of doing what God commanded without question, sealed their protection. Tonight, as you read these words, you are being invited to do the same. This is not about a physical act of marking your door. It is a spiritual act of faith. By acknowledging the warning, by agreeing in your heart with the divine protection being offered, you are marking your house with the spiritual seal that ensures the enemy cannot enter. You are inviting the divine Passover into your life, into your home, and into your family. This divine protection is real, and it is powerful. Archangel Michael is standing guard, and he is ready to intervene on your behalf, but he is waiting for your faith to activate the protection. Just as the Israelites had to act in faith by marking their doorposts, you must act now by embracing the divine warning, declaring your faith, and trusting in God's protection. Your faith is the key that locks the door, and when you believe, when you stand firm in your faith, the enemy will not be able to breach that door. Your house will be marked, your home will be covered, and you will be shielded from the attacks that are meant to harm you. But what is it that the enemy is planning? What is the attack that is trying to find its way into your life. It's not just physical, it's spiritual. The enemy has no power over you unless you allow him access. This is a spiritual battle, and while you may not see the forces at play in the natural world, they are very real in the spiritual realm. The enemy seeks to cause confusion, fear, and doubt. He wants to steal your peace, disrupt your joy, and lead you away from the purpose God has designed for you. His plan is subtle. He doesn't always strike in obvious ways. Sometimes he sneaks in through thoughts of insecurity, through past wounds, through whispers of failure or doubt. He knows where your weaknesses lie, and he will use them to try to enter your life. But here is the truth: God has already seen the enemy's plan, and God has already made provision for your protection. Archangel Michael is standing as the divine guardian of your life, ready to fight on your behalf. The enemy's scheme may be set in motion, but it will not succeed. With Archangel Michael intervening, the attack will be thwarted before it can fully take root. Just as he stood between the Israelites and the forces of darkness in the Exodus story, so too is he standing between you and the enemy. He is protecting you, fighting for you, and ensuring that no harm will come your way. The enemy's plans may be hidden, but they are no match for the divine protection that surrounds you. What the enemy meant for evil, God will turn for good. The spiritual forces that have been targeting your peace, your family, your joy, these forces will not prevail. As long as you remain in faith, as long as you trust in the divine protection that is being offered, you are untouchable. Archangel Michael's sword is raised, and the enemy has no power over you. The attack that was meant for you will not succeed. Your home will be protected, your spirit will be shielded, and the enemy's schemes will be brought to nothing. You may not see the full extent of the battle in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm, things are shifting. The enemy's plans are being unraveled, and divine protection is covering your house like never before. Your faith is the key that unlocks this divine protection. As you stand firm in your belief, as you declare the protection of Archangel Michael over your life, you are aligning yourself with the heavenly forces that are fighting for you. The enemy may have thought he had a plan, but heaven has already sealed your victory. And tonight, as you embrace this message, the attack will be thwarted and your home will be covered. This is a spiritual battle, and the good news is this: with faith, with Archangel Michael's intervention, and with God's protection, you are already on the winning side. The enemy has no authority over your life. The door that was once left unlocked is now sealed, and no harm will enter. Your victory is assured, and your divine protection is activated. The enemy's scheme will not prevail. Your house is covered, and nothing will stand in the way of God's plan for you. The divine protection that you are being offered is not a passive shield. It is an active living force that requires your participation, your belief, and your unwavering faith. Heaven is not waiting for you to stand idly by. It is calling you to engage, to open the door to protection, and to lock it with the key of faith. Faith is not just a concept to be understood. It is a powerful force that acts as the key that locks the doors of your spirit, keeping danger away and sealing you under the divine covering of Archangel Michael's protection. In the spiritual realm, everything is activated through belief. God's divine protection is already in place, but it requires your acknowledgement, your acceptance, and your faith to fully activate it in your life. Think about this for a moment. The doors of your spirit can be wide open, inviting fear, doubt, and negativity to enter, or they can be firmly locked, sealed by faith and protected by the angelic forces that are assigned to you. The key to that lock is not hidden. It is right within your reach, and it is your faith that turns it. It is your belief in the power of God's protection, your trust in Archangel Michael's divine mission to guard you that secures you from harm. Without faith, the door remains unlocked, and the enemy can sneak in. But with faith, you stand firm, unshaken, and fully covered under the protection that heaven has promised. Faith is the catalyst that shifts everything. It is not a passive belief, but an active engagement with the divine forces at work around you. When you exercise your faith, when you believe in the power of God to protect you and to intervene in your life, you become a vessel for divine intervention. You become a conduit for heaven's protection to flow into your life, to flow into your home, and to seal you from harm. This is not about waiting for something to happen. It is about declaring with your faith that divine protection is already in place, that Archangel Michael is already standing guard, and that no harm can enter through the doors of your spirit. Faith locks the doors, and in doing so, it releases the power of heaven to act on your behalf. When you step into this faith, when you choose to believe in the divine plan that is unfolding, you are not just observing from the sidelines. You are participating in the spiritual battle. Your faith is the weapon that activates God's divine rescue plan. It is the fire that fuels Archangel Michael's sword, the shield that protects you from the darts of the enemy, and the light that casts out the darkness. It is the key that opens the door to divine protection, to healing, to favor, and to breakthrough. This protection is not just a promise that is waiting for you to acknowledge it. It is a plan that has been set in motion from the moment heaven decided to send Archangel Michael to guard you. And your faith, your active belief, is the power that brings that plan to life. As you read these words, you may not yet fully realize the magnitude of what is happening in the spiritual realm. But rest assured, there is a shift happening. The moment you acknowledge this warning, the moment you open your spirit to the divine protection being offered to you, the spiritual realm begins to change. Archangel Michael's divine security plan is activated in your life, and things are shifting in ways you cannot see, but you will feel. Heaven is moving on your behalf, aligning the forces of the universe to ensure that you are protected, that you are covered, and that the enemy's schemes will not prevail. This is the power of divine intervention at work. When you acknowledge the warning, when you stand firm in your faith and believe that God's protection is over you, something shifts in the unseen world. The angels are activated. Archangel Michael steps into his position as your divine protector, and the forces of darkness are pushed back. You may not see it happening in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm, things are shifting. The attack that was meant for you is being blocked. The spiritual door that was left ajar is now firmly locked, and you are being covered with a shield of divine protection that the enemy cannot breach. What's important to understand here is that this divine rescue is not something you will have to wait for. It is not a distant promise that you can hope for. It is something that's already in motion the moment you step into faith and agree with heaven's plan for your life. Archangel Michael is not standing idly by. He is actively fighting on your behalf, working behind the scenes to ensure that no harm reaches you. His sword is drawn, and he is standing guard at the gates of your spirit, ready to fight against anything that would seek to harm you. But for this divine rescue to unfold fully, you must believe. You must participate in the process by locking the doors of your spirit with faith, by standing firm in your belief that God is working on your behalf, and by trusting that the protection being offered to you is real and powerful. The spiritual realm is constantly at work, even when we cannot see it. The forces of darkness are always trying to find a way and trying to find an open door, a crack in your armor, something they can exploit. But when you choose to stand in faith, when you choose to acknowledge the divine protection that is available to you, you seal those cracks. You close those doors. And as you do so, you activate the divine rescue that Archangel Michael has been assigned to carry out. You may not see the spiritual battle that is taking place around you, but you can trust that it is happening. Archangel Michael is actively intervening, fighting for your peace, your protection, and your purpose. And when you stand in faith, you are witnessing the power of divine protection in real time. There is no greater safety than the protection of God. When Archangel Michael is standing guard, no force in the spiritual realm can penetrate that barrier. He has been sent by God Himself to shield you, to block the enemy's attacks, and to ensure that you are walking in the divine favor that has been assigned to your life. This is not an empty promise. This is a real tangible protection that is available to you now. As you stand firm in your faith, as you acknowledge the divine rescue taking place, you are actively aligning yourself with heaven's plan. And when you do this, when you activate your faith and invite divine protection into your life, you are stepping into a place of safety, of security, and of victory. So as you move forward in this moment, remember this: the protection is real. The divine rescue is already in motion. Archangel Michael is standing with sword drawn, prepared to defend you against any attack, to block any danger, and to guide you to a place of peace and protection. The key is your faith. When you lock the door with your belief, you secure the divine protection that heaven has promised. Your spiritual house is sealed, your spirit is guarded, and the enemy's plans are rendered powerless. And as you witness this divine rescue unfold, remember that this is just the beginning. With Archangel Michael by your side, you are never alone in this fight. The victory is already yours, and you are walking in the protection that heaven has given you. As you continue to stand firm in your faith, it's essential to understand the magnitude of what is unfolding in the spiritual realm right now. Divine protection is not merely a concept. It is an active, ever-present force in your life. And as you acknowledge this divine warning, as you step into faith, you are not only securing your home and spirit from the attacks of the enemy, you are stepping into a spiritual destiny that has been set aside specifically for you. Archangel Michael is not a figure of passive defense. He is a warrior, a mighty protector who takes divine commands directly from God to shield and guide those who are chosen. The moment you agree with this divine intervention, the spiritual realm shifts. Every force that has been arranged to come against you is now encountering an obstacle it cannot overcome. Archangel Michael stands as the barrier between you and the forces of darkness, blocking their advances with divine power. But remember, while the angels are fighting for you, your belief and participation are required for this protection to manifest fully in your life. This is not a moment for passivity. Heaven is calling you to actively engage in your divine protection, to step into the truth of your identity as a beloved child of God, marked for His divine plan. Faith is not simply a passive response. It is a powerful activation of God's will in your life. When you choose to believe, to embrace this moment of spiritual awareness, you activate the full force of heaven's protection. Archangel Michael's sword is drawn ready to strike down any attempt by the enemy to steal your peace, your purpose, and your future. Faith is the hinge upon which the door of divine protection swings. Without it, the door remains ajar, allowing the enemy to slip through unnoticed. But with faith, The door is locked, and not just locked in the physical realm, but in the spiritual realm. Faith is a spiritual key, and it unlocks the protection, the favor, and the covering of God in ways that you cannot always see, but you can certainly feel. This is why faith is the most powerful weapon you have. It not only locks the door to your spirit, it sends a signal to the enemy that you are covered, you are protected, and you are not to be touched. Faith is a declaration. It is your agreement with God's will for your life. When you stand in faith, you are declaring that you believe in God's protection, that you trust in His plan for your life, and that you know His angels are actively engaged in guarding and guiding you. Faith is the language of the kingdom of heaven, and when you speak it, when you embody it, it releases the supernatural forces that fight on your behalf. The beauty of faith is that it does not depend on what you can see. You don't need to physically witness Archangel Michael's sword to know that it is drawn. You don't need to see the angels surrounding your home to know that they are there. Your faith allows you to tap into a spiritual reality that is far greater than the natural world you see around you. By choosing to believe in the divine protection that has been promised to you, you align yourself with the power of God and His army of angels. And when you believe, you activate the full potential of that protection in your life. It's not just about being passive and hoping for the best. It's about claiming what is already yours, stepping into the divine covering that God has already made available to you. As you walk in this faith, as you choose to believe and activate the protection God has for you, something begins to shift in the spiritual realm. You may not see it with your natural eyes, but you will feel it with your spirit. The moment you agree with heaven's plan, the angels are dispatched. The forces of darkness that have been seeking to infiltrate your life begin to retreat. Archangel Michael's sword cleaves through every attack the enemy tries to launch against you. And in its wake, you are left with peace, protection, and divine favor. This moment of spiritual rescue is more than just a moment of defense. It is a turning point. Archangel Michael, who has been sent to fight on your behalf, is not simply keeping the enemy at bay. He is reversing the plans that have been set against you. What the enemy intended for harm, God is using for good. You are not only being protected, you are being lifted, elevated, and positioned for breakthrough. This is the power of divine protection at work. It shifts the atmosphere. It changes your circumstances, and it sets you on a path that leads to victory. As you witness this divine rescue unfold in your life, it's important to recognize that this protection is not temporary. The work that heaven is doing on your behalf right now is permanent, and it will continue to unfold in the days ahead. The enemy may try to attack again, but with your faith in place, with Archangel Michael standing guard, those attacks will fail. They will be blocked, thwarted, and reversed. You are walking in a new level of spiritual authority, and with that authority comes the power to stand firm, to claim what is yours, and to step into the divine plan God has for your life. But this rescue is not just about defense. It is about transformation. As you acknowledge the divine protection over your life, the spiritual realm is aligning with your purpose. You are being shielded from harm, but more importantly, you are being positioned for a new season of favor and breakthrough. This moment is a turning point, not just because you are being protected, but because you are being equipped to move forward in power, in purpose, and in divine alignment with God's will for your life. Now that you are aware of the divine protection that is surrounding you, it's essential to embrace the assurance of victory. Heaven has already spoken over your life, and nothing can alter the divine plan that God has set in motion. The enemy may try to deceive you to make you doubt, but your faith in this divine protection will carry you through. With Archangel Michael standing at the threshold of your spirit guarding the door, you can walk forward in the assurance that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is not just a time of defense. This is a time of victory. The victory is already secured because God has already defeated the enemy. Archangel Michael is not just standing guard. He is actively protecting and positioning you for a future that is filled with divine purpose, favor, and breakthrough. The protection you are receiving is not just for this moment. It's for your destiny. The next steps in your life will be different from the ones you've taken before. You will notice changes in the spiritual atmosphere around you. The heaviness you once felt will lift. The doubt and fear that once clouded your decisions will clear. New doors of opportunity will open that you never thought possible. This is the power of divine protection in action, and it is happening right now as you stand firm in your faith. As you continue to walk in this divine protection, remember that your faith is the key that keeps the door locked. The enemy may try to knock, but your door is sealed by the power of God's protection. And as you stand in faith, you will witness the divine rescue unfolding in your life, and you will step into a new season of favor and victory. This is your moment to rise up, to walk in confidence, and to claim the protection, the breakthrough, and the destiny that God has promised you. The battle has already been won. All that's left is for you to step into the victory that's already yours. As you stand in the divine protection that Archangel Michael offers you, will notice a profound shift taking place in the spiritual atmosphere around you. The very air around you will begin to feel different, lighter, more infused with divine favor and guidance. When heaven intervenes and activates protection over your life, it does not stop at shielding you from harm. It also releases a flood of blessings that will begin to manifest in your life. The spiritual transformation that begins with Archangel Michael's protection will extend far beyond the immediate crisis, opening up a new realm of favor, opportunities, and healing that you might not have thought possible. The divine favor is not just a passive promise, it is a force that will reshape your future, leading you into a season of breakthrough and restoration. This is not just about surviving an attack, it's about flourishing in the midst of it. Archangel Michael's presence brings not only defense, but also divine promotion. As you stand firm in your faith, as you acknowledge the protective power that is now surrounding you, you will begin to notice opportunities opening that were previously closed. Doors that were locked are now swinging wide, and pathways that seemed impassable are suddenly clear. This is the essence of divine favor. Favor that doesn't just keep you safe, but lifts you up and leads you into new dimensions of blessing and grace. You are no longer walking in the same spiritual atmosphere as before. Now you are walking in a season marked by heaven's favor, where the impossible becomes possible, and the challenges of yesterday are transformed into testimonies of victory. This activation of divine favor will manifest in many areas of your life. Expect doors of opportunity to open that you never thought would be available to you. Where you once felt stuck, you will begin to see movement. You will find that relationships are mended, health is restored, and financial breakthroughs occur where there once seemed to be only lack. The very favor of God will begin to surround you, and things will start to change in ways you cannot explain, but you will feel the difference. This is not a coincidence. This is a direct result of Archangel Michael's protection, coupled with your active faith, unlocking the blessings that have been waiting for you. Healing is another key aspect of this divine transformation. When Archangel Michael stands guard, he not only protects you physically, but spiritually and emotionally as well. Many of the battles you faced have not just been physical, they've been emotional and spiritual as well. The weight of anxiety, fear, and disappointment can often feel like a heavy burden, but in this new season of divine favor, that burden is being lifted. Healing, both seen and unseen, begins to take root in your life. The emotional scars of past hurts, betrayals, and losses begin to fade as God's grace pours over you, soothing your spirit and bringing peace to places that once felt broken. This healing is not just for the body, it is for the soul. It's a complete restoration. Your spirit, your heart, and your mind are being renewed as you walk in the protection that Archangel Michael offers. While you stand in this newfound protection and favor, it's important to understand that the enemy will not simply surrender quietly. The spiritual transformation you are undergoing is a powerful shift, and the enemy knows this. Though the divine protection around you is unshakable, the enemy will attempt to use the tests you face as a means of discouraging you. It is in these moments that your faith will be truly tested, and you must hold firm even when the waves of doubt and fear rise. The spiritual battle may not be over, but the victory has already been secured. The enemy often comes in with thoughts of doubt, whispers that try to shake your faith and get you to question the divine favor you are experiencing. You may hear the voice of the enemy saying that nothing has truly changed, that the breakthrough you've been waiting for is still far off, or that your victory is not yet assured. These are the lies the enemy wants you to believe. But the truth is this: as long as you remain firm in your faith, the divine protection remains. Archangel Michael is not only fighting for you in the moments of danger, but is standing with you through the trials, ensuring that no weapon formed against you will prosper. In moments of discouragement, remember that the tests you face are not signs of defeat, they are confirmations of your progress. The enemy only attacks what he fears, and the fact that you are under spiritual assault is proof that you are on the brink of a major breakthrough. When you hold firm in faith, when you refuse to be swayed by fear, doubt, or confusion, you are standing in the very presence of victory. The divine protection around you does not waver when tests come. It only grows stronger. And so does your position of victory. The enemy can throw his fiery darts, but they will not penetrate the shield of faith that surrounds you. This is where the true strength of your faith comes in. The tests and trials are the enemy's last-ditch effort to stop what heaven has already set in motion. They are the spiritual equivalent of a final push to try and undermine your progress. But as you remain steadfast, you are showing that nothing in the spiritual realm can disrupt what God has already declared over your life. You are standing in your divine identity, standing in the favor that God has poured out for you, and you are walking with confidence into the future He has prepared. The tests may come, but they will not stop you from reaching your destiny. What makes your faith so powerful in the face of these tests is that it activates a divine law that no force can alter. When you stand firm, the divine protection around you expands. You are not just enduring a test. You are solidifying your place in the victory that has already been secured for you. When you choose to remain in faith, you are declaring that the divine favor that is on your life cannot be moved. And this is a statement that shifts the spiritual atmosphere. Archangel Michael is standing by your side sword, drawn ready to cut down any attempt the enemy makes to infiltrate your protection. This divine favor that has been activated is not only about your personal protection, but also about the fulfillment of your divine purpose. Every test you face, every trial you endure, is a stepping stone toward the future God has destined for you. In the moments when you feel discouraged or overwhelmed, remember that the favor of God is always greater than the attack of the enemy. Your breakthrough is not just coming. It is already here. It is unfolding in real time, and your faith is the key that unlocks it. Archangel Michael's divine protection guarantees that no matter what you face, you will emerge victorious. The tests you face are also refining your spirit. They are shaping you into the person you are meant to be, the person who can stand firm in the face of adversity, the person who can walk in divine favor and victory. Every challenge, every obstacle only serves to strengthen your position. You are not being broken. You are being built up. Your faith is growing. And with each passing day, you are becoming more aligned with the divine purpose that has been set before you. In the face of the enemy's discouragement, choose to rise. Choose to declare that your faith will not be shaken, that you will hold firm to the protection God has given you, and that His favor will lead you into victory. The tests will come, but so will the breakthrough. The enemy cannot stop what God has ordained for you. And with Archangel Michael standing in divine protection, you will see the fullness of God's promises unfold in your life. Trust that your victory is already secured, and let your faith be the catalyst that activates the divine favor, the opportunities, and the healing that are waiting for you on the other side of the battle. As you continue to stand in the divine protection of Archangel Michael, you begin to feel a transformation, not only in the spiritual atmosphere around you, but also in your very being. The favor of God, once only a distant promise, is now taking root in your life. It's no longer something you are hoping for in the future. It's a present reality. The divine protection that has enveloped you is also opening doors that you never thought possible, and favor is now becoming an undeniable force in your life. In the days to come, as you walk in this new season, you will notice opportunities unfolding before you in ways that you couldn't have predicted. The windows of heaven are now open, and you are experiencing the blessings that come with being under divine protection. The favor you are stepping into is not just for today or tomorrow. It is for the long haul. This is not a temporary shift. This is a foundational transformation. The divine favor that Archangel Michael is ushering in will affect every area of your life: your relationships, your finances, your work, your health, and your spiritual journey. Expect to witness rapid changes in the days ahead. Opportunities that seemed out of reach will start to come towards you. People who once overlooked you will now see your worth. Doors that were previously closed will swing open, and you will begin to walk into a season where blessings overflow. You will find that the favor you've been waiting for is not just a one-time event, but a continuous flow of God's goodness. You've been marked for success, for favor, and for breakthrough. And now is the time to fully embrace the season of divine provision. This is your moment of promotion, where you will experience a shift that brings you closer to your divine purpose. Archangel Michael's protection ensures that no harm can come to you, and as a result, you are being placed in the perfect position for all of the blessings and opportunities that God has ordained for your life. But with divine favor also comes divine responsibility. This is not just about receiving blessings for your own sake. The divine transformation that is taking place in your life is also about preparing you for greater things. The favor and protection you are receiving will equip you to fulfill the calling that God has placed on your life. You are being positioned to become a vessel of blessing to others, to bring light to dark places, and to walk in the authority that God has entrusted to you. While the shift in the spiritual atmosphere is tangible, while divine favor is beginning to flow into your life, it's important to recognize that the enemy will not simply allow you to move forward without resistance. The attacks may not always be obvious, but the enemy will attempt to discourage you. He will try to plant seeds of doubt, fear, and uncertainty in your heart, hoping that you will waver in your faith. This is where your spiritual resolve will be tested. The divine protection that Archangel Michael provides is firm, but the enemy knows that the way to shake your protection is to cause you to question it, to make you feel unworthy or unprepared. But here is the truth. The divine protection you have received will not fail. Just as Archangel Michael stands guard over your life, so too does the God stand firm in his promises to protect you, to provide for you, and to guide you toward the destiny he has set for you. The enemy will try to sow seeds of discouragement, but he cannot uproot the favor and protection that have been sealed over your life. The tests you face are not meant to break you. They are meant to strengthen your faith and solidify your position in divine protection. Every test you face is an opportunity for you to prove that you are walking in the authority that heaven has given you. The enemy wants you to question the divine intervention that has been promised to you, but you have been given the tools to overcome. Archangel Michael's sword is not only protecting you from the attacks, it is also empowering you to stand strong in the face of those challenges. You have been equipped to endure, to persevere, and to come out victorious. When the enemy attempts to discourage you, it is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are on the verge of something significant. The enemy knows that when you stand firm, when you refuse to be shaken, you will enter into a new level of divine favor, and he will lose his hold on your life. When these tests come, remember that they are only temporary. The divine protection you have received is eternal. No matter how difficult the enemy's attempts may seem, they will not last. They are fleeting like shadows that dissipate in the light of God's favor. You have been marked for victory, and the attacks of the enemy cannot alter the course that God has set for you. The more you stand firm in your faith, the more you will experience the divine favor that is being poured into your life. As you continue to walk in faith, steadfast and unshaken, the enemy's attempts to discourage you will become increasingly futile. The very fact that he is trying to discourage you is proof that you are on the right path. The enemy does not waste his energy attacking what is insignificant. He only targets what he fears. And the fact that you are under divine protection, walking in the favor of God, and fulfilling your divine purpose means that the enemy sees you as a threat. But you do not need to fear. The very resistance that the enemy tries to throw your way will be the catalyst for your growth, your victory, and your spiritual elevation. Every time the enemy tries to attack, remind yourself of the divine protection that surrounds you. Every time the doubt creeps in, stand firm and declare that you are walking in divine favor. You are not walking alone. Archangel Michael is standing guard, and heaven's army is behind you, ensuring that no harm will come to you. The attacks you face will only serve to strengthen your faith and draw you closer to the victory that has already been secured for you. The enemy's discouragement will be met with divine encouragement. His doubts will be drowned out by the overwhelming truth of God's promises. When the enemy comes at you with doubts, fears, or discouragement, stand firm. Speak out loud the promises of God over your life. Declare that you are covered by divine protection. Remind yourself that you are a child of the Most High, that Archangel Michael is fighting for you, and that God's favor is irrevocable. The enemy will try to make you believe that the battle is still being fought, but the truth is this: the victory is already yours. stand in that victory. Hold on to your faith. Let it be the anchor that holds you firm in the storms and the shield that protects you from the enemy's attacks. As you do this, you will see the divine favor continue to unfold in your life. The favor that once seemed like a distant hope will become your present reality. Opportunities will multiply, healing will manifest, and doors that were once closed will now open wide. Your faith, tested by the enemy's discouragement, will become your greatest strength. And through it all, Archangel Michael's divine protection will remain shielding you from harm and leading you into the future that God has promised for you. The victory is already yours. Walk in it with confidence. Let your faith be the foundation of your divine transformation, and let the enemy's attacks only serve to propel you into the next level of favor and blessing that is awaiting you. Keep your eyes focused on the divine protection that is yours, and trust that every challenge you face is an opportunity to step closer to your divine destiny. As you stand firm in the divine protection that Archangel Michael offers, something profound begins to take place. What the enemy once intended for harm is being turned upside down. The spiritual attack that was scheduled to strike tonight is now being canceled, rendered powerless by the intervention of heaven's greatest warrior. Archangel Michael, standing between you and danger, has already ensured that the plans of the enemy will not come to fruition. His sword is raised, and the forces of darkness cannot penetrate the divine shield that now surrounds you. What was meant to break you is being reversed, and in its place, a divine favor is flowing over you, opening doors, unlocking opportunities, and shifting the atmosphere in your favor. This is not a mere defense. This is a divine reversal. What the enemy meant for destruction is now being used as a stepping stone for your elevation. The spiritual battle that you faced, the discouragements, the struggles, and the attacks are all part of a greater plan that God is working in your life. What Satan intended to steal from you, God, is now returning to you sevenfold. This is the principle of divine justice at work, where everything that the enemy has taken is being restored, and then some. Archangel Michael has been sent as a divine agent of this reversal, ensuring that not only will the attack be stopped, but the enemy's plans will be undone entirely. The spiritual door that was once left open is now sealed, and as a result, the very schemes that sought to harm you are being turned back on their originator. This divine reversal is not just a temporary protection. It is a permanent shift in the spiritual realm. What the enemy intended to disrupt in your life is now being transformed into divine favor. Archangel Michael stands as a reminder of the power of divine intervention, that no matter how great the enemy's plans may seem, they are no match for the power of heaven. The very forces that sought to undermine your peace are now being used by God to elevate you, to strengthen your faith, and to guide you into the fullness of your divine destiny. This reversal is your moment of victory, a moment where the spiritual enemy is exposed and their plans are dismantled by the very power that created the universe. This is more than just a protective shield. This is a divine act of justice. The enemy's schemes are returned sevenfold, and you, as the recipient of God's favor, will witness the restoration and blessing that come with this victory. The enemy may have thought they had control, that they could thwart your progress, but they were mistaken. Archangel Michael's intervention marks the beginning of a new chapter 1, in which divine favor is now your reality. This is your divine reversal, a moment where everything that was stolen is being returned, multiplied, and transformed into blessings that will propel you forward. With every attack the enemy has tried to bring against you, a new door of opportunity opens in your life. As you experience this divine reversal, You are not just surviving the attack, you are stepping into a new season, a season of unprecedented blessing, breakthroughs, and spiritual growth. What was meant to harm you has now become the catalyst for your elevation. The divine protection you have been walking in has created a spiritual momentum that is carrying you into the next phase of your journey. The attacks that once tried to steal your joy are now being used as stepping stones to propel you forward. This is not just a temporary reprieve, it's the beginning of something greater. The favor of God is not just surrounding you in this moment, it is setting the stage for a new season of divine blessing in every area of your life. Expect new opportunities to unfold. Doors that were previously locked will now open wide. Relationships that have been strained or broken are now being healed. Finances that have been stagnant are beginning to flow. The very blessings you once prayed for are now becoming a tangible reality. This is your new season, and it is filled with the abundance that comes when heaven moves on your behalf. The spiritual growth you experience during this time will be profound. As the enemy's attacks are turned back, you will find that your faith has grown stronger, your trust in God's plan more unshakable, and your understanding of His provision deeper. This is not just about receiving external blessings. It is about the internal transformation that is happening within you. Through this divine reversal, you are being refined, shaped, and prepared for the destiny God has planned for you. The trials you have faced were never meant to break you, but to strengthen you, to build your character, and to prepare you for the blessings that are now coming into your life. This season of blessing is not just about what you receive, but about who you are becoming. Your spiritual growth will be evident in the peace that you carry, the confidence that arises from your faith, and the strength you find in God's provision. You are walking in the favor of heaven, and that favor will open doors that no one can close. The opportunities that are coming your way are not just coincidental. They are divine appointments orchestrated by God Himself. The enemy may have tried to stop your progress, but instead, his attempts have only accelerated it. As you enter this new season, take a moment to reflect on the divine justice that is at work. The enemy's attack, once thought to be a setback, is now a testimony of your victory. Archangel Michael's intervention has not only protected you, but it has also placed you in a position of spiritual abundance and favor. The enemy's schemes are now scattered, and the blessings of God are overflowing in your life. This is your time to step forward with confidence, knowing that divine protection surrounds you, and that the blessings that are coming your way are the fruit of your faith, your perseverance, and your unwavering trust in God. The new season of blessing you are entering is not just about material gain. It is about spiritual fulfillment. You will begin to see the manifestation of your prayers, your hopes, and your dreams. What was once out of reach is now within your grasp. And as you walk in this new season, you will find that you are being elevated, not just in your circumstances, but in your spirit as well. Your connection to God will deepen, your understanding of His ways will grow, and your capacity to receive His blessings will expand. The defeat of the enemy in your life is not just a spiritual victory, it is a public demonstration of God's power and faithfulness. What the enemy meant to use as a weapon against you has now become the very thing that propels you into the fullness of your divine purpose. Archangel Michael's protection has blocked every attack, and the divine reversal has ensured that the enemy's plans have not and will not succeed. The favor of God that now rests upon you is undeniable, and it is drawing opportunities, blessings, and divine appointments toward you. This is the moment when you rise up in your divine identity, The victory is already secured, and the divine favor that surrounds you is a tangible, powerful force that will continue to lead you forward into new realms of spiritual breakthrough. You are walking in the favor of the Most High, and nothing can stop the momentum of this divine plan. Your victory is not just a personal win. It is a demonstration of heaven's authority on earth, and it is a testament to the power of faith, perseverance, and divine protection. Take this moment to celebrate what God has done and is doing in your life. The enemy's schemes are scattered, and your victory has been secured. You are entering a new season where favor abounds, opportunities are plentiful, and blessings flow. As you step into this season, walk in confidence, knowing that Archangel Michael is still standing guard and that the favor of God is actively working on your behalf. The battle has been won, and the victory is yours to claim. This is just the beginning. With each new day, expect greater manifestations of God's divine favor. Every step you take is leading you closer to the purpose He has designed for you. And with each breakthrough, you will see just how far His protection and favor will take you. The enemy's defeat is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter filled with divine opportunities, blessings, and spiritual growth. This is your time. This is your season. Your victory has just begun. In this moment, as you stand firm in your faith and reflect on the divine protection that has surrounded you, know that the journey you are on is not just about surviving an attack. It is about embracing the fullness of what God has promised for your life. Every word you have read, every prayer you have spoken, every act of faith you have made has set into motion a powerful chain of events in the spiritual realm. Archangel Michael's divine intervention has sealed the spiritual doors of your life, and what was meant for harm is now turned into blessings beyond your imagination. As you type Amen in agreement with the divine protection and favor that has been promised to you, you activate the fulfillment of God's plan in your life. Your breakthrough has already begun, and your victory is no longer a distant hope. It is a present reality. The word Amen is not just an end to a prayer. It is a declaration of faith, a final affirmation that you believe the promises of God over your life. When you type Amen, you are sealing your agreement with heaven. In this moment, you are actively participating in the spiritual transformation that is taking place. By declaring Amen, you affirm that you believe in the protection, in the favor, and in the divine reversal that has been set into motion for you. This is not just a passive declaration. It is a powerful agreement that invites divine authority to manifest in your life. As you say Amen, the divine forces that have been activated by your faith go to work, ensuring that what God has already declared will come to pass. Your breakthrough is no longer a matter of if, it is a matter of when, and that when is right now. You may not see the full manifestation of God's favor in every area of your life immediately, but rest assured it is unfolding. The angels have marked you. Heaven has already taken notice of your faith, your perseverance, and your willingness to believe in the protection and promises of God. Just as Archangel Michael is standing at the gates of your spiritual life, ensuring that no harm can come to you, the divine forces of heaven are now actively working on your behalf. Your spiritual destiny is secure. And as you continue to walk in the faith that has been activated today, you will see the fullness of God's plan unfold before your eyes. This is the beginning of your new season. The season where divine favor begins to flow, where doors that were once closed are now opened, and where your purpose begins to align with heaven's plan in ways you never thought possible. You are no longer walking in a season of uncertainty or attack. You are entering a season of divine breakthroughs, spiritual growth, and miracles. The angels have already prepared the way, and your destiny is locked in. You are walking in alignment with the divine purpose that has always been meant for you. Your life is now under the covering of divine favor, protection, and guidance. As you step into this new season, know that you are not walking alone. Archangel Michael and the heavenly hosts are with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and ensuring that you walk into the fullness of the blessings that God has for you. Welcome to your new season. Welcome to a season where divine favor follows you, where God's protection surrounds you, and where His miracles are unfolding in your life. The enemy has been defeated, and now you are walking in the victory that has always been yours. Your breakthrough is not just something to look forward to. It has already begun, and your victory is secured. You are stepping into a new realm of divine opportunity, a realm where God's favor opens doors, heals wounds, and brings you into alignment with your destiny. As you walk forward, know that the angels have marked you, and heaven is watching over you with favor. Your victory has already been written, and no force in the universe can alter the divine plan that God has set in motion. You are stepping into a new chapter, a new level of favor, and a new season where every promise God has made to you will be fulfilled. Walk in confidence, knowing that divine protection surrounds you, and that you are stepping into the fullness of your divine destiny. Your breakthrough is already here, and your victory is secured. This is your time. This is your season.